Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And the track action will be getting underway very shortly. I've got Anthony Davidson, Naomi Schiff alongside me. Before we focus on that, Naomi, I'd just like us to consider some of these big rumours that are circulating at the moment about driver moves up and down the paddock. Just how distracting is it to focus on putting in strong performances at the same time as negotiating your future?
Well, it can be a really big distraction, particularly for the drivers who are out of contract at the moment. And for them, it's going to be the challenge of managing what they're doing off track and compartmentalizing that from what happens on track, because we know that this next decision in their career is going to be a big one. So that can put a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but you don't want that to put so much pressure on your shoulders that you start overdriving, making mistakes, because in this sport, you can go from hero to zero in an instant.
I mean, easier said than done, Ant. And as we pass by a driver now who's considering their future, even if you've got a contract, they're not necessarily even worth the paper they're written on. You've got to keep putting in really big, impressive performances.
It's an industry that demands perfection from not just the team, but the drivers as well, first and foremost. So if you start to relax in any way, even if you have a multi-year deal in place, like you say, not worth the paper it's written on, because you can be kicked out before you know it. If the performances start to slip, the team will have their eye on you straight away and you'll be out the door.
So no room for complacency. Let's see who can put in some big performances on track today. All the action up next. Don't go anywhere.
Righto lads, we're back for part number 9 of the career here in Zandvoort for another sprint weekend. As you can see on the screen, we've got weather in both bloody races, which is just great, just absolutely brilliant. I don't know if I'm going to show it here, but last race we did have a bit, yeah, there we go, we did have an ERS fault. It was stuck on none for like a few corners. Easy 200 R&D points, would take that. Just changing a couple of engine components just before we start. I did a couple of the practice programs, but considering it's a sprint weekend, there's no point adding 10 seconds of footage in there for nothing. So yeah, let's just get straight into quali.
Hello everyone, it's sprint qualifying day. This is a crucial session and it's going to fly by. Really intense for the drivers, no room for error coming up.
Right, starting off SQ1, Purple Sector 1, not too bad on the mediums here. Not a bad track, I've never really liked it, but yeah, I don't know, it's been a nice change actually, because I don't really race it that much, so it was pretty nice and flowing. And now we're going to run up to the line. We do a 1:10.7, puts us I think P4 at the time. We end up dropping to P6, so I didn't bother going back out, and we make it through comfortably there. P8, Gasly P13, George Russell down here as well, Fernando Alonso again up here somehow, and the drivers out: Lawson, Lindblad, Ocon, Behrman, Bortoletto, and Sergio Perez. Lance Stroll unfortunately making it through. Tragic scenes, absolutely tragic. Now as we move on to SQ2, coming to the end of our first run here. Wasn't a brilliant lap, but it was okay. It was decent enough. Battery management still not great. We go a little bit wide there, and we run up to the line door 10.9, which ends up putting us P4, surprisingly. So by the end of the session, we're down to P8. So at the moment, as it stands, we're in for SQ3. And as you can see here, running up to the line, I realised that I think everyone had done their laps, because I literally got to the line with about a second to go, and we're still in the top 10. So I decided to pit. Wasn't really going to gain any time either, so thought better of it, and we do. We make it through P8. Hulkenberg making it through as well, and we see Norris out. Wow, that's a big one. Norris and Hadjar both out, with Alonso, our teammate Gasly, Lance Stroll, and Valtteri Bottas. So that's a big surprise. One of the McLarens out. So as we know, we're in talks with McLaren at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens on their end and what other driver moves that'll kind of trigger. As now we run up to the line to complete our only lap in SQ3. Final run of the session, and it's good enough for P8. As you can see here, this is the top 10 for the sprint. Verstappen on pole, Leclerc second, followed by Russell, Hamilton, Antonelli, Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz, myself, Alex Albon, and Nico Hülkenberg. So, decent job from him to get that Audi up into the top 10.
Well, the weather is not looking good today. We are expecting the downpours to continue into today's sprint. This will make for some tricky conditions for all the teams. .6 miles then make up a lap here at a wet Zandvoort circuit, where some tricky braking zones and sudden drops can make it all too easy to slide off into the gravel. 14 corners overall, and a 678-metre main straight will provide the best chance for overtaking. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Andrea Kimi, Antonelli, and Piastri, Sainz, O'Reilly, Albon, and Nico Hülkenberg, Norris, Hadjar, Fernando Alonso, and Gasly, Stroll, Bottas, Liam Lawson, and Arvid Lindblad, Ocon, Behrman, Bortoletto, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We will soon find out. Well, what a race we have in prospect. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Joining me is Naomi Schiff. So, a sprint race today, and that means lights to flag, no stops. And how is that going to affect the driver behind the wheel? I love this moment in the weekend. Put us in their shoes right now. What are they feeling on the grid?
It's a very special time for the drivers. It's almost like everything around you slows down and you become hyper-aware. So your nerves slightly go up, your adrenaline's going up. It's the perfect time to start focusing on your visualizations and preparing for the race. So you want to avoid distractions and really stay cool, calm, and focused.
Right, here we are lining up on the grid then for this 12 lap sprint race. I think it was 12. As we line it up nicely there. Purple, you love to see it. Into conditions, it's going to be a struggle. This one's going to be really painful. Honestly, if we can just keep P8, I'll be very, very happy. At least 1 point. So now the lights are... Oh my days, we missed the start by... From what I can remember, I think I might have been looking at my phone. And then I've driven straight over and hit Hülkenberg, which has actually given us some underbody damage, and we've got a warning for that as well. That was not the greatest start from us, as we dropped down to P11. So already looks like we're not getting points because, you know, unless I can overtake some cars like Quick Smart, they're just going to drive away from us. So yeah, not great, not great. So we've got Norris and Hadjar just here battling side by side. Hopefully we can get one of them, or both of them, if they keep fighting, as we head through this little section. Now this is a good overtaking spot just here as well. See if we're going to send one here on Isaac Hadjar. We do, we absolutely send it. Very good move from us there to get up into the top 10. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be catching Norris, so this very well could be our position for the race. As we see yellow flag, and look at that, everyone is bunched up, so we take advantage, go around the outside a little bit too wide, so we didn't get the place there on Sainz, but we're up into P8 somehow. This is unreal. We're back to where we started, and we are in the points, and we're going to send it again on Sainz here, really getting the elbows out. So we're up into P7 ahead of the two Williams, and that is unreal from us. This is a replay. Let's have a look and see what actually happened at the front. It was Charles Leclerc, and he's just kind of half spun it and just everyone's just backed up behind each other. So take advantage of it. And yeah, unreal. Up into P. So as you see more yellows, this time it's behind us. Was it the Aston Martin? It could have been the Aston Martin there. Let's have a look. It is Liam Lawson. So Liam Lawson goes around this time, a half spin. And yeah, everyone for some reason just decides to stay with him. So yeah, bit of a hectic start to this sprint race, as now we head on to lap 4. We've got Signs behind. Is he going to have a look here up the inside into turn 1? He thinks better of it. So we do survive another lap. And already we're nearly halfway, or we are halfway through the race now, as we go wide and smash the wall there on the outside of the banking. And Signs again. This will be the only overtaken spot, really. I can't see him getting me anywhere else. But even then, they don't even have the speed to actually get past me. So I'm going to move on again, this time to the start of lap 8. And we see Signs again. Looks like he's going to have a go here. And this time he actually gives it a good crack. And we do hold the position. So once again, it's just going to be a battle of doing that every single lap, I reckon. As now we move on to the start of lap 9. As we see, it's pretty much just carbon copy. This time he goes to the outside. And is he going to give it a better crack around the outside? Let's have a look. No, pretty much the same result. So keep the place. Again, we're doing well to just, cure the laps here. As we see yellows up ahead. That's Antonelli, I think. It is. It's Kimi Antonelli. And you'll see just up here, as Signs look like he's trying to go for a move behind us. Engine failure for the Mercedes. And he's out. So I'll just show another thing here. Him parking up. As you see, we go past in the background. Unfortunate for Kimi. Very unfortunate for Mercedes. As now we cut to the end of the race, and it's Max Verstappen who's going to win the sprint here in Zandvoort. So a very good race there for Max. And somehow we are going to come across the line in P6. Honestly, don't know how we've done it, but somehow we have. Been an absolute tractor here. This is the bloody Lance Stroll simulator, if I've ever seen it. And yep, P6. Very, very good stuff.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Charles Leclerc picking up driver of the day somehow. Yeah, not really much to say. A few incidents. We were very lucky there to capitalise on them and end up somehow in the points after missing the start. We had a really bad start. So, yeah. Other than that, Antonelli out. Not much movement after that, really. I mean, Ocon was up a few places, and yeah, that's about it. Had just squeezing into the top 10. Let's have a look at the driver's standings. We see Norris ahead by 38. And then you got Leclerc and Russell very close together there, separated by a couple of points. Then a little bit further back is Kimi Antonelli. And then Hamilton. And then a little bit of a pack with me, Piastri and Verstappen. As now we flick over to the constructor standings. We see McLaren 12 points clear on top. A little bit further back Ferrari. And we could possibly find ourselves in a fight with Red Bull here as we move into quality.
Support that we rarely see anywhere else on the calendar. There is an incredible atmosphere at Zandvoort. We're setting the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix in qualifying.
Starting off quali then, not a great start. We've got a fuel system fault. So lost a couple of minutes there, but let's move on then. Starting quali, we run up to the line now in our first lap in Q1. Hopefully looking to replicate that sprint qualifying performance. And it puts us P12. By the time it's time to go out again, it's P13. And you can see we've actually done a pretty decent lap, up by a couple of tenths, as we actually did purple sector 1. So now we come onto the banking, and again we just touch the wall on the outside and we lose all of our time. A shocking banking section there, but it's good enough for P15, so we do make it through somehow. But yeah, that was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Battery management hasn't been great as well. But yeah, oh well, it's good enough. We're in. Only just. And unfortunately, Gasly's just out. Gasly, Hadjar, Lawson, Bottas, Ocon, and of course, Lance Stroll out in Q1. Now, as we start at Q2, found ourselves just behind a bit of a train here, as Verstappen is just, oh my days, what's he doing? What the hell is he doing? That's easily lost us a bit of time as those cars pit. So it's an 11.3. That is really disappointing. That is really crap from Verstappen. I don't know what he's doing. Puts us P13 by the time it's time to go back out again. And once again, we're actually on quite a decent lap. And I think these were fresh tyres. So from what I remember, I'm pretty sure I said stuff it. Use all of our tyres in this session to 100% get through. And we do. We ended up losing a bit of time there. But it's good enough for P8. So we are through. But yeah, my thinking was, let's just use all the tyres to get through into Q3. And then, you know what? If I do a lap on used tyres, then P10 isn't the worst place, you know, at least we're there. So Verstappen, actually, look at that. Verstappen was nearly... Oh, and Russell's gone. Russell out. Wow. So Russell and Verstappen close to not making it through. Russell obviously not making it through. And then you got Albon, Lindblad, Perez, Alonso, and Bortoletto all out in Q2. Unreal scenes. Russell out. Wow. So we only did our one lap in Q3 as the checkered flag was waved, and it was surprisingly, we did a 10.8, I think I saw there, and surprisingly it was actually good enough for P8 somehow. So yeah, I'll take that for sure. Let's have a look. Hamilton on pole, followed by Antonelli, Leclerc, Verstappen P4. Then you got the two McLarens, Norris and Piastri. Then Ollie Behrman out qualifying us, and then it's Sainz and Hulkenberg P9 and 10.
For years, the people of Zandvoort fondly recalled the Grand Prix they used to hold, and then came along Max Verstappen. Across Europe, the Orange Army sold seats and seats and seats, and now they have their own Grand Prix. It is time for race day in the Netherlands. 2.6 miles then make up a lap here at a wet Zandvoort circuit, where some tricky braking zones and sudden drops can make it all too easy to slide off into the gravel. 14 corners overall, and a 678-metre main straight will provide the best chance for overtaking. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position. And it's Andrea Kimi Antonelli in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Lando Norris, O'Reilly, Sainz, Hulkenberg, Russell, and Arvid Lindblad, Alonso, Bortoletto, Oscar Piastri, and Gasly, Behrman, Hadjar, Liam Lawson, and Valtteri Bottas, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. It is going to be some race today. I'm Alex Jakes. Joining me is Naomi Schiff. I love this moment in the weekend. Put us in their shoes right now. What are they feeling on the grid?
It's a very special time for the drivers. It's almost like everything around you slows down and you become hyper aware. So your nerves slightly go up, your adrenaline's going up. It's the perfect time to start focusing on your visualizations and preparing for the race. So you want to avoid distractions and really stay cool, calm, and focused.
Okay, let's see if we can keep this momentum up. Let's get another points finish.
Alright, we end up getting elevated to P6 due to some penalties, I think. And yeah, once again, into conditions to start. Hopefully we get a better start this time. Hopefully I wasn't looking at my phone as we get it purple. You love to see it. So we're on track for some good points here. If I can just keep cars behind while we're on the inters. As the 5 red lights are out now, and we are away in Zandvoort. Getting an okay start, definitely better than the sprint start for sure. Some fighting going on here. Hulkenberg behind, getting past Signs. He's had a really good start. Upper position. And now, oh, we go a bit wide there, trying to look around the outside of Norris. Defending from Signs, thankfully, as now, looks like we're going to get a bit of a, oh, okay, never mind. Looks like we're going to get a bit of a run on Norris, but he just drives away. The AI are just too quick. Nearly got at the back of him there. So, yep, we're in for a long one here. Hopefully the rain doesn't last for too long as we start lap 3. And we see Carlos Sainz going to have a look up the inside as we flick to this nice broadcast angle. So, we're going to go side by side still. What a great battle here. We're going to have our bloody work cut out for us if we've got to keep Sainz behind today. And don't even ride off Albon, even though he's way down there at the moment. So, we've been battling those guys for most of the season, it feels like, as we see yellow flags just up ahead. And is that a Red Bull? I think that's Max Verstappen. He's out of his home race. Really unfortunate. Obviously winning the sprint, getting sprint pole, qualifying P4. That's really unfortunate for Max, as he's out. As now we head on to lap 6, and Sainz again. He's gonna have a look up the inside, and he's gonna actually stick it in there. So he's gonna give us another run as we get past him there. But yeah, this is gonna be challenging. You can see though it's already lightening up this rain. So hopefully it doesn't, well, hopefully we can come in soon for dry tyres as we go a little bit off track there, get a bit of grass on that front left. As now we see George Russell this time, who's come from the back, well not really the back, but you know, he was out in Q2, so he's actually done a good job to make up some positions here in this massive bloody train. So now we keep moving, and once again going towards turn 1. This time, can Russell get it done? He's having a look, and we are still kind of leaving the door open there. Didn't really do ourselves any favours there, but we hold P5. Very, very promising, considering how poor our wet weather pace is. So interesting, as this time Russell trying to go around the outside. Let's see if he can get the move done as we move into lap 10. Oh, side by side, and I think he might get the move done here. Yes, there he goes up into P5, and now looks like he's just going to drive away from us. So that's quite disappointing, and you can see by the end of the lap it is time to come in for the dry tyres, and he's already 2 seconds up the road. So hopefully, oh, as we just dipped the tyre onto the grass, really screwed up our exit there. And now we are going to be into the pits. I think a lot of people will be. Let's nail this pit entry. Oh, nearly into the wall. That's a really good pit entry, to be fair. Didn't really lose any time. Hopefully the lads can give us a good stop here. Haven't had any issues so far this season. Here we go, onto the hards. Oh, and it looks like there is an issue this time. Of course there is. The front, oh my days. The front. So we've had an issue with the front left, and then Cadillac decided to double stack. So that's brilliant. We get stuck behind Perez, lose a bloody mountain of time. That is so unfortunate. Of course, the lads would screw up our pit stop, and then bloody we get boxed in from a double stack. As we come out of the pits then, we're basically pushing Lawson out. And now let's have a look, can we get past him quick, smart. We're going to go the low line, and we are going to get straight back past him. So, very good. Very good. He would have held us up heaps. As now we keep moving. It's a bit of a recovery drive now, coming from the back, essentially, after losing so much time in the pits. So now we catch up to Bottas. And yes, definitely very determined to get this move done. So we get past the Cadillac, do a purple sector 3 there. And we're up into P17. To be fair, Sainz is just ahead of Behrman here. Oh, never mind. Now he's gotten ahead of Alonso. Actually, they're having a good scrap there. As we move on to the end of lap 14. As Ollie Behrman looks a bit vulnerable. He doesn't look that quick. Definitely our pace is for sure better in the dry. So we've got overtake and boost back full straight line mode. As now we are going to send it on Ollie Behrman. Get that move done. Almost have a look around the outside of Alonso. But we are up into P16. As now we try and catch up to Carlos Sainz. Can we get a similar move done? No, I was going to say, could we get a similar move done to the one we pulled on Liam Lawson? As Alonso has a big moment there. He's real twitchy on the exit, and we just send it up the inside and we get that move done. So not wasting any time chasing after this bloody Williams, as now he gets past Ocon. So now we move on to lap 18, and Ocon this time pretty much the same thing we did to Behrman we're going to do to Ocon. So we get through, and you see Sainz just getting ahead of Lindblad, so hopefully we can hunt them down, and we will now onto lap 18 here. Purple sector 1, and we're pretty close here. We're going to have a crack, and we do. We dive it. Very good move. And now we are hopefully going to be on the back of Sainz. Honestly, if I can just stay within a second, I'll be happy with that. So, very solid stuff so far. As we move on to lap 20, and coming across the line, we actually do the fastest lap. Very, very solid from us. As we are now on the back of Carlos Sainz, our teammate Pierre Gasly, also here in this battle. As now, are we going to do the same move we did on the RB just before? And we do. We send it right up the inside of Sainz, but once again, he is still there. Still there, and he's got the place back. This is some really good racing. So Carlos is very determined not to get overtaken by us. As now, this time we take the low line. He gets caught up on Gasly a little bit, gets a bit caught up on the curb, and this time we are going to get past the Williams. Very, very nice move there. And now hopefully we can get our teammate and get up into the points again. So now, as we move on, a little bit later in the lap, onto the straight, we are going to send it on our teammate Gasly, and also try and get Bortoletto, as we're going to get squeezed pretty much into the pit wall. And we make the double overtake. That is a very nice move. Nearly getting squeezed into the wall there by Bortoletto. You love to see it from the AI. As now we're behind Hadjar. Oh, he's had a spin. Hadjar's had a massive spin. And we get through unscathed. And it's safety car. Safety car. So we were going to... Oh no, it's a red. It's a red flag. We were going to... I was just about to say we were going to pit... for mediums anyway, if there was a safety car there. And let's have a look at the replay. See me squeezing past there, everyone else, bang, bang, bang. Look at the Haas here, bang. Absolutely smashes into him, Ocon. So that has caused absolute carnage, and that is the reason for the red flag. Pretty simple, just straight onto the mediums then, for the last 11 laps of this race. As now, we have another restart, or another start I should say, and again a solid start, very good from Hulkenberg, and again we're pretty much where we started. So we've had a good recovery here from getting stuck in the pits, as we are pretty much 3 wide here. Albon, Lindblad, Hulkenberg just up ahead, as we nearly go up the back of Russell, having to take evasive action, and we end up making the move on Hulkenberg. So a very solid start, pretty frantic. You see the skies aren't so grey, so this should be good for us. Hopefully we can drive away here with this lead pack. Very, very frantic start then, as we head on to lap 27, as we see Hamilton getting overtaken by George Russell. Felt like me and Russell had similar pace at this stage of the race, which is pretty surprising. And I think actually after this race, we did actually jump a couple of teams, and I think we are now the third best car, as we absolutely send one around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely sent one. That is a great move on the outside of the banking. Unbelievable scenes. And now, once again, it's pretty much a carbon copy, this time with Oscar Piastri. We see Russell getting past Piastri. And now we're going to look to get this move done. Once again, on the straight. Piastri a little bit slow through the corner. And here we go. Can we get the same? We're going to go for the same move on the outside of the banking. And we make it work. What a move on Piastri there. And now we're closing up to the back of George Russell. Could we possibly try and overtake George up into P4? Unfortunately, the answer is no. He ended up pretty much driving away from us for the last 5 or so laps, 6 laps. And now we watch Charles Leclerc cross the line to win the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. A very good race from him. Very good job from Ferrari. They're really actually putting it together this season. A couple of wins now for him. And we come across the line to take P5. That is a great result.
What a drive! What a driver! Charles Leclerc takes the victory.
Well, that's 2 wins in a row for them now. That's really going to help them gain confidence and start to build that momentum that they're really going to be looking for.
And the top 3 venturing onto the podium to begin the celebrations. And there can only be one on the top step. Today, his name is Charles Leclerc.
Alright then, quite a hectic race. Red flags, wet to dry, everything. Crashes and, DNFs. Mad race. What a race from Albon. I did say it earlier, don't count him out from all the way down there. What a drive from him. P21 to P6. We move up a spot. Very good work from us. Russell doing a great job as well. Other than that, Hamilton having a shocker from pole. And unfortunate for Red Bull, a double DNF. But you know what? Lance Stroll finishing last, you love to see it. Really unfortunate. Ocon actually moving up quite a few spots as well. And now we head to the driver's standings. Lando leads it by 28. So that, I'm pretty sure a couple of races ago, that lead was at about 45. So very good from Leclerc to tighten it back up. And we see Russell and Antonelli on the same amount of points. That'll be interesting. Hamilton, Verstappen, and myself in that little pack behind. And yeah, we bring up 100 points for Alpine. Like I said, I think our battle at the moment is with Red Bull. Williams, we seem to be fighting them on track. For some reason though, we're a lot closer to Red Bull than it kind of feels like. So yeah, what's the next? I think the next one's Monza. So yeah, excited for that one. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.